Hi there, that's right. Great and glorious, soon to be famous one day. Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time. Hi there, how's it going? Yes, we've got another delightful tarot reading coming your way right about now. Now, we've got this wonderful inquirer called Lumerium. That's, of course, her YouTube channel name. I don't think she was actually, that's not her birth name. It doesn't appear on her birth certificate or nothing like that. It's just her YouTube channel name. And she's got an inquiry which is quite short and to the point, but also it's quite one of those little questions that everyone really wants answered, okay? So it does have its importance. And this question is whether Lumerium will ever have a very good relationship or a marriage again. Now, on the subject of marriage, that one's a little difficult. And the reason why it's a little difficult is because it takes two to tango, to be quite honest, okay? When you're in a certain quality of relationship connection and you ask someone to marry you, you still have the right to say yes and no. There's no, I don't believe in forced marriages. I don't feel that the moment someone says, will you marry me, that means you have to marry them on pain of death. I don't think it's like that. You still have a choice. So what I prefer to say is, when you've reached that quality of connection whereby you could potentially get married, but your connection was your question was firstly, are you going to actually have another close relationship again? And then secondly, are you going to get married again? Those are the two components there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not look at the issue of marriage. I'm going to leave that up to your free will once you've reached that level of connectivity with somebody. And then we'll see basically what happens. What I will do is a reading to see whether you're going to have another close relationship again. Okay, and I'll try and see whether there's any other energies coming into your life that could possibly bring about that wonderful state of euphoric, floating on air, kind of like a bliss kind of thing. So, let's see what the reading says today. As is traditional, I'm shuffling right now as I speak. There we go, my traditional fortune teller shuffle. And we'll see what the reading says today. Alright, Lumerium. Now, whatever's been happening to you, it hasn't put you into a comfortable place at all. This reading is talking about something of a emotionally negative nature. Signs of sadness, signs of having gone through something very difficult in the past, which you still seem to be suffering from. A sense of trying to learn from it, but also like asking yourself, what is it I'm supposed to be learning from this? Because I don't actually know. There's this sense of learning through suffering, which I don't think you wanted to have to do. It's more a question of, I want to achieve something, but I don't want to have to go through suffering. Is there any way I can choose to not experience this misery kind of thing? That's the main message, thought, and feeling I'm getting there. These other signs here are talking about hope and aspiration. But it's interesting that we've got the first loving signs coming just around the corner for you, let's say within the next 3 to 6 months at the outside, with a tremendous sense of success waiting for you next year. So what precisely is this reading talking about? We got a few other complex signs here, but essentially you've asked about one particular thing, namely the development of a proper relationship, a proper close relationship, and yet we have signs relating to a very strong level of success. I don't know whether you can read that on your screen there, but that word there says success. Alright, and the Six of Coins is talking about that resolution, that feeling of, it's a sumptuous feeling. It's a feeling of, I've got what I need, I've got what's right, I'm in the right place, I've done what I've had to reach this level. And yes, there's a celebratory component there as well. As the sense I'm getting is being in the right place at the right time, being in the company of someone who is right for you. I get the impression that maybe earlier on you were drawn to someone who appeared to be right for you on the outside, but in reality didn't quite have that quality of energetic connection with you that you would have liked them to have. The sense there is that of frustration or being treated badly, or a sense of not quite moving your life in the right direction as a result of being connected to someone who didn't quite chime perfectly with you, but you really wanted it to work because you'd invested your heart with someone. Are you actually heartbroken right now? That's my question to you, okay? Obviously, if you are, I mean, just purely based upon the colours, we got blacks, we got like dark colours there, and it gets lighter and brighter and brighter. And despite the fact that there's, you got a bit of a varied road there, we got the amazing, brilliant, radiant light of the 6 of coins at the end there. And I've said before in my reading videos that, I don't just read upon the literal interpretations. I read upon the energies or the moods, thoughts, feelings, associations which come out of the tarot, and every spread tells a story. And this is coming from a position of almost depression, a sense of, why does this have to happen to me? Onto a sense of, yeah, man, this is cool. Okay? And there's a few transitionary stages in between, but the bottom line, just to answer your question, is yes, you will have another proper loving relationship. Not too far down the line, within 2 years, you're going to be euphoric. I mean, nice hot signs there, okay? Looks good. Okay, so basically what can we learn from that? I think this is talking about the progression that you've gone through, the progression you're going through, and the various different little stages. All right, you don't have to become too analytical about what you're going to go through. It's not like you're going through giving up smoking and checking on the health timeline to see how much healing your body will be going through over 3 or 6 months, like I do with my non-smoking. But this is to do with your heart, your emotions, your relationship, and the way that you deal with relationships in the future. You do need to apply a lot of acceptance, because something bad has happened in your relationship past which is still impacting upon, I think, your self-perception, your perception of men in general, and how you relate with other people. So I think it's a good thing that it's like a long time before the really strong successful signs come. We all want that pot of gold now. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's like, the right job or the right this, right that, or right the other. Sometimes these things come when you are right for them, if that makes any sense to you. Alright? And you may think that you're right for something at a certain point in time, but it's not necessarily true. And often we do lie to ourselves and say, yes, I'm ready for this. But essentially when trying to make something happen, we end up embarrassing ourselves. And I'm just the same, okay? I'm a human being. But I've gone through an awful lot in terms of relationships, work, and all the rest of that. And so I can seriously empathize with you. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing here today for you. I bid you good fortune, God and or Goddess, and on none of the above bless. And I will speak to you guys and girls very, very soon. Nick Dutch signing out for now.